Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Britney Spears, the conservatorship is over. She is completely a free woman, and now she's going to get married.
Wait, are you saying all true things?
Yes. Oops, I did it again.
I love your weird obsession with Britney Spears. Like, I don't even think you were this interested with her at the height of her career. And I think that you're more making fun of her fans than her. Like, for almost illuminating the bullshit stories that they want to see from her, and she's, reacting in weird ways.
I'm happy for her because ever since there was news, is she being controlled? Can she live her life? They gave her Instagram. Here, you're free to do on Instagram. I'm seeing tits. I'm seeing asshole. It's very, very exciting. No exaggeration. I'm free. And she shows a picture of her ass in a thong. And then under it says, "This is my ass." I'm like, it is your ass, Britney.
You know what? That's exactly what other 40-year-olds in our life are doing. So, once you figure out Instagram, it's like you're hop, skip, and a jump from your ass being on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my stepkids said, "Oh, I'm on Instagram." I'm like, "Oh, not your ass."
Right. Yeah. You get like closer and closer to it the more you post.
It's funny to see when women are mad at their boyfriends. I'm like, your ass. I like it.
It used to be a haircut, didn't it?
Right. It's right. You changed the hair color.
Yeah. Now it's here's my ass. And I'm really not shaming. I totally get it.
Oh, I get it. I get it in my feed daily. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I subscribe. I get it.
We get your tone, Keith. Thank you.
Pittsburgh Steelers won their first football game. 1 down, only 20 to go. I'm going to be rich come Super Bowl time, folks.
You put in your bet, $100?
$100 for them to win the Super Bowl. The bet is in, and I'm already spending the money. That's how you visualize.
You manifest.
Put out, you invest. I put into the universe, hey, I'm spending the money now. Make sure you give it to me in 20 weeks.
And the universe provides.
That's what I'm counting on.
I mean, I think that's how you stayed alive this whole time. So I don't know why you wouldn't believe it.
Did you have a good Labor Week?
I did. Is that okay to say? That's a weird way of asking me.
Right. Well, it's Labor Week. Of course, we celebrate all the work we do by not working. And Chemda had her first major outing.
Yes.
Since the pandemic.
Yep.
To beautiful Atlantic City.
Wow, what a dump.
She didn't think Coney Island would be a good enough vacation. She earned Atlantic City. How depressing is that?
Oh my place? God. Wow. And it's not like New Yorkers don't know that Atlantic City is not the, Vegas that Atlantic City tries to sell itself to be. We know that. And we know that even outside of like the Vegas Strip, it's not doing very well. And it's not the lights and the glamour at all. But this is like, it feels like next level. And this time we stayed at a Marriott, and the entire thought process there was the Marriott's going to be clean. We know the name. Like, we've never like stayed at a Marriott where we're like, this is crazy. We just know like it's going to have a nice coffee machine in the room, and we're going to be able to have as many towels as we want, like fun adults. Yep. That's how adults have fun. So excited by it. And then we thought, and it's a pretty cheap vacation, right? But then we thought, we can't take the bus that's practically free. We have to rent a car. That feels a little too extreme with like, we're out. Let's go to like the worst, we might as well like go to Florida or, what's happening in Texas, whatever's happening there. So we thought, let's reduce the risk. Let's rent a car. And, okay. I don't know I think Seinfeld had a thing about this. I don't know what car rental places are doing, because you fill out everything on the thing. You even pay for it. You decline and agree to all of their things. And then you go there and wait in line to like, I don't know, shake someone's hand about it. I don't understand. We had people in the line behind us who decided to order Uber Eats. Because
it was taking so long?
Yes.
Wow.
We're just standing there. And because it's still COVID, half of us are outside and then, when you get to like the first person of outside, you're now looking in like a little kid looking at puppies in a window or something.
Right.
We must have looked like that because the person in front, who's just the last person on the inside, was like, "Come on in." Like, oh, we didn't know you'd be cool with us being inside. We just thought we were being,
Right.
COVID safe, like a regular line, like how shit is now. And
I picture the Uber Eats guy gets a bling on his phone and you see him in line. He's like, 1 second, I'm picking up my car.
That's funny. We started to think of ideas of businesses to open next to a car rental with people being so upset, like a taco stand or something.
Right.
An ice cream truck would do so well just riding by, and would do well for the people behind the counter too, because you can't be that mad licking an ice cream.
Sure.
It's very difficult to do that.
Did you get your car so often? They never have the car that you asked for.
So the thing is I specifically want a sedan because I have the bike rack for one.
Okay.
And we get to the front. I'm like, hey, what kind of car is it? She goes, I don't know, whatever, if anything's available. I'm sorry. Did I disturb you by asking for a car? You just said if it's available. Everyone's upset, because I guess Labor Day weekend. I thought because we're leaving on Monday, Labor Day weekend is over, but I forgot the day trippers. So there's now the whole idea was to get the car and then have the bicycles to be able to roam around. Turns out that was fine, even though it was frustrating. Later, we found out, you're roaming the streets of Atlantic City and you're going, there is nobody who wants a bicycle on this road. And we would have died so quickly. Even in a car, you're driving like you're playing a video game. People are looking, it's almost like on purpose, they're looking the exact opposite way in the middle of the street as they're crossing. In New York City, I grew up and never saw anything like this.
They're hoping for lawsuits. They're hoping you hit them and then they could go back into the casinos.
Yeah. And a lot of them are not really there anymore. They're yelling at nobody.
Right.
Do
you think they're fake and they're hired by the hotels and the casinos so that you go inside those places? Like, come inside quick, but they're partners.
Oh, that's so funny. And it's even funnier with what happened later on. So we show up to the Marriott and I don't know, it's a little off right from the beginning, but we don't know why. We get to our room and you want to wash your hands immediately, right? You were just on the road. There's no soap. Okay, whatever. Somebody might have forgotten. I called down. I'm like, here we go. I'm out and about in the world. They're going to just come get me what I need. I go, hey, you guys forgot the soap. There's no soap here. And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. Come on down. We'll give you some. Like they're doing me a favor. I'm like, did it? And you feel like such a bougie princess bitch. Like, Soap was supposed to come to me today and tomorrow / the next morning as much as I can push your checkout time. So I'm like, okay, fine, go downstairs. But before that, let's make a cup of coffee. I love their single pot, awesome things in hotel rooms. Love making coffee in hotel rooms. Look inside. Xerxes is like, we can't drink from this. There's a bunch of grime in where you put the water. And I look at him almost like, why are you doing this to me?
Vacation's ruined already.
Why are you ruining this for me? And he's like, I don't know what to tell you. That is disgusting. And we can't drink from that. I'm like, okay, you're right. I go downstairs because I know better than to call them. I go downstairs and I go, hey, and I'm almost bracing themselves like I'm a doctor giving them bad news about their cousin in the ER or something. Like, hey, there's a little bit of grime in the coffee machine. Oh, well, I can't give you a different one, but we can make coffee tomorrow morning and just have it here for you if you want to just run down.
I'll leave a cup on the counter for you.
No shock and surprise. Now, I understand that they work there. They are really doing the best they can with this offering of the coffee. But can you imagine not even being surprised? Like, oh, yeah. I can't even take it from another room because I know the other room will have grime in it also.
Sure.
So I'm not even going to pretend. And then you're going to see how many grimy machines we have. I'm just going to say, yeah, I guess you don't have a coffee machine. So we can make you some tomorrow.
They work with the casino. They're like, the casinos have coffee.
That's funny.
Go there. Do you get what we're doing yet? Not in a casino.
Right. Because the Marriott does not have a casino. But I didn't even feel comfortable taking a shower without my flip-flops.
Oh, wow.
And the bathroom did not have the vent didn't work. So you have no windows and no vent. Right. And not only that, the acoustics in there was as if the toilet bowl was a microphone. And that's always fun when you're in Atlantic City.
Did you cry? Like, this is my vacation?
I I've learned to put distance between me and my disappointments.
Okay.
So I didn't respond because you're ruining somebody else's vacation if you keep going. This vacation is ruined. So
Right.
I was like, I need to release the valve a little. So I turn to Xerxes sometimes and go, this sucks, right? Like this,
Mhm.
we're still gonna have fun. Everything's gonna be cool, but like this sucks, right? I need acknowledgement, and then I can move on. And he gives it to me, and I move on. But I am worried that we're finally taking the risk. We're finally going outside, and this is going to suck so bad. Everything's gonna go wrong, and then okay, I told you about the toilet thing at at night, 2 a.m. ish. I wake up and Xerxes is singing into the microphone.
How do you mean? Oh, he's taking a big deuce.
No, he's throwing up.
Oh,
And
whoa.
it sounds like so violent. It woke me up and I'm like, holy shit. And then you don't know what to do. Like, if it's me, I want you to pretend like you can't hear me. And then when I come out, console me. So I'm going by that. And I'm like, I can check to see how he's doing, but I hear how he's doing. And I'm like, cool. One night in a hotel and in the middle of the night, COVID. I was convinced. I didn't tell him that until we were done with the entire trip. But I was like, okay, we have COVID now.
So did you never figure it out?
Yeah, it's something sat wrong with Atlantic City, and he took it out in the middle of the night. It was totally
you ate
fine.
there?
Yeah.
No. You either go to one of the $200 a plate restaurants or you don't eat.
We hit the buffet.
Okay, that'll do it. You know those buffets where everything tastes like everything else. The shrimp tastes like the steak, that tastes like the chicken, that tastes like the salad, that tastes like the ribs.
I love the whole smorgasbord options thing. That's fun for me. Like just that is fun. But now Xerxes is sick. I don't think I half think it's COVID, but it seems like if it's a stomach thing, I'll go outside. There was a 7-Eleven a block or two down. I'll walk super quick, but it doesn't feel safe out there. We're not on the strip. We're not amongst the casinos and how big that is and how there are drugstores in the middle. So I go downstairs and the door guy, the guy in the front desk guy.
The door guy. Okay. Concierge.
Yeah. There was only one. It was the door guy. It was the guy that checked you in. It was the guy that sold you things. And I said, hey, would it be weird? Like, is it safe for me to walk from here to 7-Eleven? And he goes, no, please don't do that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. He goes,
no, please, no.
Yeah. He goes, I don't want to tell you this. And a lot of people get really angry with me because I'm specifically telling you that you cannot go out there. I can go out there. Right. You can't go out there. And it has to do with you being a woman. Absolutely. And I don't know how else to phrase it, but it's not that it's 100% comfortable for me, but I will be able to do that and you will not.
I will come back alive.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, well, I need some stomach things. And he happened to have it in his own stash. So he goes,
yeah, I eat the buffet too.
Here's
some Pepto.
Yeah, just have it on me.
You can get, it's understood you tip $1, but the waitresses will bring you free Pepto when you're at the slots.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Pepto, you know what? Pepto was more at the ready than I've ever seen, I guess, right? Yeah, these people that work there were so nice, but it was obvious that we told like 2 other people about the coffee thing because, we were like, oh, can we get coffee? It's morning. And they're like, no, you have a coffee machine in your room. Same reaction. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, here's some coffee. We don't want you to talk about your coffee machine. And by the way, that same 7-Eleven, we went there at a different time. I think it was like midnight at that time. And there was someone in there yelling and screaming, I'll be back at 4 a.m. And he already made a mess because he's throwing things around and stuff. And the guy who owned the place, if you want to see, hi, I'm so used to this and I'm so defeated. Right. The woman behind the counter was just rolling her eyes like, I guess it is like midnight. You know what I mean? And then and he's cleaning this dude's mess as the guy's like, I'll be back at 4, just yelling, I'll be back at 4. We get it. And he's just kind of like calmly saying like, all right, we'll see you at 4. You'll be back at 4, just so he leaves while he's cleaning the guy's mess.
What do people get out of work? Do these stores make so much money that it's worth it every single night? Oh, it's 11:30 again because our front window's broken.
No, I just think some people have less options than other people. If you're not working there, you're working at some other place that this person is visiting.
Right.
It's just the options at that moment in your life in this time.
Did you play poker?
I did. I lost money. I did really good in the beginning every time. I played 100 one day and then 100 another day, and I
Okay.
lost it all.
Are these like tournaments or cash games?
It's yeah, I could have gotten up. Thank you for reminding me. It was not a tournament. I could have
Hmm.
gotten up at any time.
How did cash remind me? I did it once, but so long ago with poker with strangers, cash games. Can they see how much money you have and just take you out?
What do you
How's
mean?
it like if you come to a table of $100, everybody else has $100? Exactly.
Oh, well, there's a limit. You have to buy from anywhere from $60 to $300
Okay.
to sit down so that you can't come in with $3,000 and just dominate everybody.
Okay.
There is a cap. And these are smaller tables. This is a $1, $2 betting table.
Are you at a disadvantage paying $100 when somebody else is paying $300?
Maybe, but I'm at an advantage because I haven't been drinking there my entire life. And
Oh,
it's been
okay.
12 hours, even though it's 10 in the morning. I don't know. Like,
Right.
oof, the math. I mean, I do think some of them are making back their money on booze because holy shit. But no, you're not really because they're either going to push you or not push you. But what a bunch of characters at the table as usual. Of course, I'm a little bit nervous, but that nervousness just kind of makes people back off of me. That's why I think I'm good in the beginning because
Mm.
I'm new and they don't know the moves I'm making. And then I think they learn where my fears are. And even though they're trashed, I am a trashy player. So
My handshake out of nervousness, and people are like, "Oh, he's clever. He's doing something clever."
mhm,
They don't know how to read me because
exactly.
apparently I have epilepsy.
They give you so much credit up front. They're like, oh, she did that. There was one guy who was upset with me for I don't know how many rounds of poker after. He's like, he kept turning to me and going, you had the king, right? And I'm like, dude, it's been
Right.
like 10 hands. And he'll turn to somebody else and go, she had it, right? You had to have it, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to answer you because I know you're learning everything about me and I'm already at a disadvantage because you're clearly here every day.
Right.
There was a guy who sat down and he goes, well, can I? And she goes, I know you want to move to that seat. When it's open, I will let you go to that seat. I know you like it. And he's like, well, because I know it's because you see better from over there. I got you. We're just gonna have to wait until it's open.
Mm.
And we're talking about like they know people so well. And that means that the gamblers know the dealers well too. So this one guy was getting like more and more angry. And he was like, it's you to the dealer. It's
Oh.
always you. Every time you sit down, this is what happens to me. Like, and he's just getting mad. He's like, and they know just to behave enough because they will get kicked out of their favorite and only thing that they ever do in life. So
Right.
they know. So he like throws the chips on the table, but you're not throwing shit. It's like you can throw chips on the table. You're not
Right.
hurting anybody, but you just see his frustration. He's just getting more mad because he's losing bets that it's like, well, you really did have a good hand. This person happened to he's just had bad luck for
I'll
like
be
a
back
minute.
at 4.
Yeah.
I'll be back at 4.
Yeah, and the dealers change, I think, every 20 minutes, partially because of this, because different people believe in different dealers' luck. And so by the time, as the guy's getting up, collecting his shit, the guy's like, always you. I know it's you. It's you every single time. I have the worst hands and the worst luck. And he's so glad to be rid of this dealer. Holy
Right.
shit.
I can't leave, but it's you.
Yeah, right. Right. You can leave for 20 minutes. That's
Right.
your my God, these people don't get up to pee even. And there was like a couple at our table and they're both getting like more and more drunk. And every time they lose a hand, they say like, I guess we're not eating tonight, or like, I guess we're walking home. And it was just their jokes because I think they're staying in a hotel, but they're rebuying 200 at a time and going like, no, this is it. Now I feel my luck changing, whatever. And you just know that's a fight later because they're at the same table. Holy shit. Just crazy shit.
Why would they play at the same table?
Oh, you know what? We tried that too. We were playing because you just get put at the tables that are open. So it could have just been the next open thing, or you have to wait another 20 minutes to play your favorite and only game in the whole world. This woman was boasting that she has sat down for more than 24 hours at a table without taking a poker break, maybe to pee or whatever. But
do you ever give Xerxes a look like, don't play this one? Trust me.
No, so that's the thing. We played at separate tables, and then one time they put us at a table together. And I thought maybe it would be weird, or if people found out that, we're together, that we, and
Right.
so I could see he's extra not looking at me.
Hmm.
So, like, not even our, but at the same time, they all know each other. Everybody who sits down is like, hey, Bob, been a while. I saw you at the Catskills last time. We're like, oh, there's poker tables at the Catskills. Yeah, we go there like every week or every other week, every Wednesday night. There's a 1-2 and the 3-4 and a blah, blah, blah. And we're like,
They talk about who's going to go to the 7-Eleven tonight and throw shit around. It's like, I just did it yesterday, Bob.
Oh, and then as this guy, one of the guy in the couple, he's getting more and more drunk, so he thinks that he's being nicer and nicer. So the waitresses, who, I mean, are at their nicest, they're just very regular, like, oh, I know your drink, like, they give as much accommodation with like people just barking at them. And
they still walk around, by the way, for being 2021. They walk around like Playboy bunnies still. Right? Were they all dressed up, or, not dressed at all?
I guess, but it's the most modest version of what you're describing, but it is what you're describing.
Okay.
Yeah. But he thinks now he's the most gracious person on earth. So she gives him the drink and he goes, you know what? Thank you. And she's like, you're welcome, so-and-so, whatever his name is. And he's like, no, thank you. And he's like, and she goes, sure thing. And he goes, no, I just want to take I just want to take time. I know that you're running around and you're blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, I work on tips. Just fucking tip me. And then now he's doing that extra every time she comes around. And now she, you have to do that cutoff point where you're talking to someone who's not there. So, you could just walk away.
Right.
And Keith, you've said that before. There comes a certain time in the night where you could literally just walk away while someone's talking.
Yeah. Somebody's describing a story for the 15th time of the night. And then I'll finish the story, and then that'll wake them up. You would think. It doesn't.
Wow.
They're not amazed that I'm a mind reader. And I picked up the car at the station, and they didn't have the car that you filled out online. And they didn't have the car I filled out online. And then you got in a car crash and you forgot to check the box about insurance. And I didn't even fucking check the box. And I'm like, isn't this blowing your mind? Then literally just leave. And for a second, they'll have a hiccup, and then they'll find another person.
Right, because they reset.
Yeah.
They just reset as they're talking to you. Now they're going to reset and talk to someone else. It's a good thing.
Oh, I guess I fucking finished the story. Hey, you, I got a car.
And then there was another person sitting next to me. And eventually he's pretty chatty and drunk. And he's like, what do you do for a living? And I go, podcaster. And I could see the shutdown because, 40 and up right now, they're in that line. Like, some people are like, yeah, of course I know podcasts, emails, whatever. There's like regular shit. And then there's the ones that are like, oh yeah, I'll never know that. And I go, okay. Because he's like, what is it? And I explain, like, it's audio that you can subscribe to, YouTube. It's the audio version of that, because I know like older people like YouTube maybe. And he goes, yeah, I'll never understand that. I just explained it to you. But and then like the youngest guy in the table, of course, chimes in and is like, YouTube is this, that, and the next. However he described it. It's all very regular. And he goes, yeah, that stuff is over my head. And I'm like, you're so not paying attention. He goes, well, what are podcasts about? And now I'm talking to you like you're a baby, because if you heard all the rest of it, you would know. But whatever. I go, well, a podcast could be about absolutely everything. Mine happens to be about comedy. He goes, oh, cool. And then I forgot that we had this interaction just relative to the rest of the stuff that he was talking about. And it dawned on me. So he starts saying dad jokes. And what I'm realizing is he just realized I have a comedy show. And now he's regurgitating all of comic book jokes that he could think of.
Right.
But it's so random. It took me a second. I'm like, oh. And he goes, I'm not funny. And I don't remember what he was. He's like, I'm not funny. I'm an accountant. And I go, well, you tell jokes like you're an accountant. Because just like, stop.
Yeah.
I don't have to be here.
It's funny. People, they don't care about you, but they feel like they have to ask about you. And you want to be like, it's not important to me if you know what I do. Let's end it. No, teach me. Okay. I'll never understand it. Okay.
Right. Instead of teach me and I'll never understand it, go, oh, Do you like that?
Right.
Yeah, I do. Oh, that's nice that you like what you do. There we go. We're talking in generalities and we're back to poker because I know you're not interested in anything I have to say.
I'm finally watching the TV show What We Do in the Shadows, and I'm only at the first episode, but I remember loving the movie. And it kind of like The Office, they document that style of filming, and they document like four vampires living together in the house.
Okay.
And here's something they added to the TV series that wasn't in the movie: emotional vampires. And instead of looking scary with teeth, they just look like the dad from work. And he just tells you long, boring stories, and then you fall asleep. And then he can go and do whatever he wants in your house.
Stop. That's
Emotional.
funny.
Yeah.
Does it come out funny?
Yeah. I mean, so far, yeah. So I know it's only going to get better, but yeah.
Oh, that sounds really funny.
It
'Cause usually,
sounds like he's going to get into a fight with a real monster, you assume, and he'll probably just bore him to death with literal water cooler talk.
that's so funny. There's so many vampire movies and TV shows, and they're always so extra serious that I wonder how the actors are even able to get in such a seriousness in their tone
Right.
by like saying all these things, like, wow, you had to say those words and you had to say them like you meant it so hard. And I always give them extra kudos, but this is funny. But speaking of series, I just watched everything that was available from this series, The Other Two. Do you know about this?
I've heard the title.
I'm going to say this.
Okay.
Recommend.
All right.
Recommend. This is funny. I actually laughed out loud. And Newsy was here when we were watching a lot of it. And by the way, he doesn't mind. We were like on the third episode when he came in, and he's like, oh, I'll just watch this with you guys. And I go, no. I'm going to have to explain the first two episodes. He goes, I believe I'll catch up.
Right.
Anyway, I think he liked it, but he was also very like upset in some ways. He's like, they're teaching everybody about gay culture. This is too accurate. I gotta go.
It's supposed to be a secret.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, this is accurate. Holy fucking shit.
All right.
So,
the other two, I got it written down.
Yeah. I would love to hear your I don't know, because it's a little more sassy than I think you'd want.
I'll watch it next labor. I'll watch it next Labor Week. High maintenance? I don't think so.
Oh, okay. She's the who cares? You don't know it. But anyway,
Right.
There's a lot of high
I'm never gonna understand Penta. Okay. There's just no way.
She's the bitchy girl who abuses her gay friend.
Okay, great. So how much did you lose altogether?
I lost 200, and I think Xerxes lost 200, then won 300. Anyway, we came out losing
Okay.
about $300 altogether.
Total. Okay.
Yeah. But hours and hours and hours of fun. And we fucked up their buffet real good. So we got them, like slow played it, I got a bunch of plates. We fucked up like 2 buffets, and then he fucked up 2 microphones.
Right.
But boy, did not learn the lesson that first night.
Did he throw up again?
Yeah.
From the buffet again. Oh my God.
In all fairness, I think he happened to also be having a hard time.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the buffet, you're thinking you're like in a nice place for some reason. And at the end, you can have like coffee and dessert or whatever, but the only thing you order from the waiter is the drinks. So I go, do you have cappuccinos? He laughs at me.
Oh.
Okay. No, I know that cappuccino sounds like I just, got
That's
here
fine.
from the airport, but it's just I'm asking. I'm not saying I demand it. I'm
Right.
asking. No. Okay. And I'll just take a regular coffee. Xerxes goes, do you have iced coffee? And he goes, yeah, I could put ice in some coffee for you. Okay. No. No.
But he, like, even if he does that shitty version where they put the ice in after, it just came to him like, how could we make that happen?
Yeah.
Nobody asked for iced coffee ever?
Yeah, he took him a beat, and then he solved the Rubik's Cube.
Right.
And then when he brought us a drink, he put my drink in front of Xerxes. So Xerxes just passes it over to me. And he literally said, I had to check with Xerxes if this is what he said. He goes, oh, are we doing that? We put cups in front of us? Oh yeah. So then he put Xerxes' cup in front of him, like from the
Okay.
middle of the table. Like, oh, is that what we're doing? We're putting, oh, you like it cups in front. Okay, I'll just do that.
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's so broken down. We went to a game room, with like air hockey and things like that.
Right.
That basketball thing where you try to get it in as many times as possible. The balls were so worn. I was like, holy shit, half of that ball came off as I threw it. It's just,
Oh, they're all beat up. All
they're
this stuff.
so beat up. Everything is so beat up. And
Hmm.
no one is happy. And there was like 5 minutes where people were happy just as the drinks hit. And then 5 minutes later, reality hit again. And it was just sad. We had a blast. I know it doesn't sound like it, but it was so much fun to be
It's
out.
good to be
about.
out. It's good to be out.
It is.
No, you see those, Vegas, Atlantic City commercials on TV. Those are not accurate. Nobody's high-fiving each other. Groups of people aren't laughing together. They're sad. They're losing money. Oh, is there a show? Let me go see it. They shuffle into the show. Hopefully they got comped because they spent $6 million. What a good exchange. Then it's over and they go, all right, gotta go back to work now. Work, of course, being the slot machines. Everybody's shuffling feet and miserable. They're not in a commercial.
No, they're not. And how do I explain? It really is a good time. And it's so funny because Xerxes, like halfway through, he goes, how do people explain Atlantic City where people are coming? And I go, well, it's beachfront property. You have a boardwalk. You have all the shopping in the world, and you're close to the outlet malls. There's spas. There's like whatever vacation you want. But, much like going, let's say, to the Dominican Republic, if you stay in your resort, you're fine. But if you go out, like, yes, of course, most likely you're fine. It's not like there's like a constant war going on there, but there's certain pockets of areas where you may not want to go. So
Right.
yeah, stay in your lane, I guess.
When you were doing that, I visited my, I guess I'm saying stepkid, so why not say in-law, right? This is Kyle's sister, but I really need Kyle to make me. But yeah, people just assume they're taking in this person's name and it's not your real sister, but it is. I'm like, I need a tree now. Now you have to draw where everybody is now. Yeah. So
what? I've experienced that because I knew Xerxes for a very long time, right? So he would talk about his childhood friends.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And what I realized is when people talk about a group of people that you don't know or didn't meet, they end up being one person from this person's past. So it's like, oh, I know your old childhood friend did this, that, and the next. It's not always the same person. And once you get closer to that person, you now have to differentiate, oh, that's Victor and that's, Michael. I can't just go like your friend from over there. I have to actually recognize who's who. And I think that's tough.
I think she has, I don't think she has, it's funny I say I don't think she has, the way I would understand it, siblings, but many, many step things going on.
Oh, so she doesn't have full biological siblings, but she might have half or step.
Yeah. And this sister that I met, when I say sister, when Kyle was 7 and the sister was 1, they have separate mothers. When I say sister, I believe the family, the 1-year-olds, the sister, the 1-year-old was in a plane, didn't have her seatbelt on because of that. And her being so small, she was the only one who lived in a plane crash.
Holy shit.
Small plane, I think the whole family. And she's the only one who lived. Then Kyle's mom took her in while Kyle was 7 years old. And so they considered themselves sisters.
Yeah, I consider them sisters.
Sure. But that was nice. We on Diamond Dogs, me and Craig were talking about the visit and real sweet. And Craig's like, well, what are they going to do? Shit on your shoes? Of course they were. These people were nice. I'm like, yeah, but no. I know in-laws where, again, I'm just saying in-laws, but I've had these kinds of things where I'm over at somebody's house and they insist on getting everything for you. And, it's almost like a to-do. Just ask me if you want any chips or anything. Like, no, but this is like literally help yourself if you want anything.
And you felt comfortable too.
And I'm very, very comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have to give you some credit, like, and I've learned how to do this a little bit more. When people say make yourself comfortable, I try to actually, because otherwise, yeah, you do have to wait on me hand and foot. And like, who the hell wants that? Now I don't want to ask for anything.
Right.
Like now you're getting every time someone's thirsty, I have to get you water. There's like 10 times a day. Go get water.
Right. Diamond Dogs, of course, in your VIP package. The episode is called A Diamond Dogs Labor Day. Blessed be the workers.
It was so funny.
Right. we do specials now. Blessed be the workers is the description. Hollywood Craig Klein joins Keith to discuss life without their friend. Yeah, it's some sad shit. And new things like Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The duo discusses starting your life over and all matters of what's inside your head. Rest in peace.
I like the starting life over thing.
Yeah, I think, you know what? Let me know if you guys think in your head what I talk about on Diamond Dogs about your life starting now. Let me know if that makes any sense to you. Okay.
You know what? I read the description. I didn't have time to listen to podcasts this week because I was so in the now with the camping in the Atlantic City. But I love that description. I love, and I didn't know what you meant by starting over. It could be like, oh, if I started my life over, or like you just said, starting now. I just love that concept. And I can't wait to hear what you both like interact about it. And also, I love the dynamic of you and Craig. And we see some of that at the chat every Wednesday night.
Right.
I love that you both take each other way too seriously and both know exactly that you're always kidding. But then like you'll kid and Craig's getting upset because he didn't realize you're kidding, but of course you're kidding. And it's like the most sibling, like I punch your arm and then I make sure you have the bigger part of the cookie or something cute like that. Right. Very cute. Thank you.
It's adorable. Mm-hmm. That's true. Also, a new episode of Daddy Issues with my brother Ken in your VIP package. I'm second to the oldest. Ken's the youngest. This is out of 5 kids. And we talk about our dad. And this is episode 12. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. And then in parentheses, the obituary. So even though you heard on Keith and the Girl, Ken and I talk about my dad writing his own obituary, you're going to love Ken's take. I was there. I heard it back twice. It's so fun. And that's when I discovered, we talk about that I got pictures back. So we were going to visit the house, right? And, you know, maybe childhood home, take home some mementos. We ended up not going because the drive would be so long that people couldn't stay. They didn't think it'd be worth it. One of my siblings did end up going last weekend. He was supposed to like check the oil, this kind of like house upkeep. My dad asked him to. He sent pictures of the house. Everything is gone. Everything, literally everything. I don't, it's beyond thoughtless because you're seeing my diary and, you know, this kind, I'm just saying that as an example. And you don't think, hey, no, you had to get 55 trucks, whatever that bullshit was. You have 5 kids that will help you and might want this shit. Might want costume jewelry from mom. Might want a cabinet that was, you know, I know my sister wanted some cabinets that, you know, where you keep in the nice, you know, turkey tray and the dishes that you can't use. She's not selling them, buying a car, but it's a memento and she would have liked that. And you threw all that shit out. I don't know if it's self-centered or if he's covering up a crime.
Right? Because I'm thinking, was he that meticulous about cleaning? Was he? I know that he used to give away your mom's shit at garage sales, even though she didn't want to, right?
Yeah, she's like, I love this dress. Get a full $1 for it. And so somebody be like, how much is this dress? I take the whole fucking rack for $0.25, you know? Come on.
Right. So he does like getting rid of things.
Yeah.
But why did he do this in secret? And how does someone clear out an entire house? How does somebody not hesitate a little bit with nothing in the house? Every movie you see, every show you see. So even if you don't have friends like he doesn't, even if you don't have another reference of somebody moving their house out or moving to a different place, do you not see on TV that people, it's pain to let go no matter like, and you guys were there for 50 years or something. So for 50 years of stuff, he said, yeah, all garbage.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you asked one of the siblings to come to the house for some upkeep. It'd be nice if you left a chair and a table for him.
Oh my God. Also, did he send your brother there so that you guys would all see what he did?
I don't know.
A response?
I don't know.
Weird. He didn't give you a heads up.
No.
And now he's sending one of you to go there and it's completely Karen?
Did he warn them? Hey, just a little heads up. No, nobody knew what it would look like. Even though he said he moved things out, if everything was there, we wouldn't be surprised. We're almost not surprised no matter what happened. It's just still shocking.
Did anyone ask where the stuff was?
No, but we're going to go to the closest to Salvation Army. Maybe I can buy my diary back.
Was there something that you could think of that you might have wanted
No,
to?
not necessarily. No.
Mhm.
But I know there would have been. Again, when I'm not saying parents need to keep the kid stuff in storage, there just would have been something. It might not even been mine.
Right.
Or it could be an old toy under a refrigerator. Like you didn't find anything fun. And by the way, you keep trying to get our attention with, I have savings bonds. Now will you give me a phone call, right? Wouldn't that have worked? Something in the
That's the thing.
house? Wouldn't
That's
that have
the
been a
thing.
great trick?
I thought he was going to be like, oh, remember this when you were younger?
Yeah.
It is for a person who constantly pretends to want to connect with their kids. This is a history of your childhood. He sent you pictures that you sent him, like
Right.
he doesn't have these little precious things. So did he even look through it?
I don't think so.
I would think he would want to read your diaries because he's rude.
And by the way, there's a thing when you want to sell a house, if that's the plan, called staging, and you leave a couch in there. It makes the place look bigger, and you can picture what your house might look like. You just threw out everything. That's I don't know. It's beyond. So you can hear us talk about it on the VIP show, Daddy Issues. Keith and Ken are back to discuss the shocking obituary that their dad wrote for himself with quotes he made up from them. The brothers also discuss the state of their family home and the eventual letters that will be sent to dad's children following his death.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you guys are getting letters. Like if he could get organized enough, you'd be getting letters every year until he died.
He keeps saying he's going to die. What I think is going to happen is he's going to use one of those services that sends an email from the future, right? We'll get it, but he'll still be alive. He'll have these big words of wisdom you can't say back to him, and then, oh, I'm still here. Shit. This guy, with the obituaries, with naming your firstborn the second, you want a legacy, and you just threw out everything in the house.
Right. Yeah. Anyone who has my name the second, you want something to keep going.
I think so. There's no proof that he was or wasn't a prince. Just let me get rid of everything and just trust me. I'm going to throw out the dictionary too. Punny means a princess. So it's okay.
Do you think that
okay.
Is it possible that your dad was not a priest?
No.
He also said that he graduated from 2 different colleges or something. And
well, he said a lot of shit. Sure, he was going to be accepted into Oxford. All this stuff. I think so because Ken went into the seminary and he remembers people know of Dad. And I think with all that, it was clear that he was a priest.
And it wasn't that, oh, yeah, we knew him because Ken was in the seminary also, but he dropped out. It couldn't be that your dad dropped out. Maybe he was in there.
And still put up the pictures. I think I saw a picture of him blessing him, giving him baptizing a baby. I think I remember seeing a picture like that.
Can you ask Ken how easy it is to become a priest? How did he do that? It was the only thing he followed through on.
Right. Well, right. And then left under 2 years.
Yeah, but
it's really something to hold on to. It's like Married with Children. Al Bundy holding on to the fact that he threw 4 touchdowns in one game. That's my dad. You weren't a priest for 2 years, but it's your whole life and identity. You're not that though.
Right, because those people don't have 5 children and a wife.
Oh, well. Speaking of disasters, it's the anniversary of 9/11. And Hemda did a What's My Name episode on it called Where Were You on 9/11? In this episode, she says, I talked to 4 people who are close to me. My brothers, Michael, Kalili, and Andrew Warner. My boyfriend, Xerxes Silverio. Now listen to this. And Keith and the Girl host and friend. Thank you.
I hope you don't mind that I qualified you as people who are close to me. I took chances on this 9/11 episode.
Keith Malley, about what they experienced in Manhattan on September 11, 2001, how it affected them, and what the days and weeks following the tragic events were like as a result. You did a great job putting this together, by the way.
Thank you. I have to admit, it was really nerve-wracking because I wasn't putting out I feel like when people are looking for information about war, about, conflict, they want these big moments. I saw people jumping and things like that. And this was what happened in the area. What was it like to find out the information and be kind of close to it, see the smoke, but not know what's going on directly. It was interesting to me, and I wanted that down, because we're also forgetting a little bit. So it's very interesting to me.
And when you see specials on TV, for example, that's facts. Hemda's is all about feelings, and I thought it was great. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, thank you.
Pipe Man writes, Hemda, thanks for putting this up. Of all the tributes and recollections I heard this week, this one was the most genuine and moving for me. I was especially struck by Andrew's admission that he wondered whether he would have had the guts to take on the hijackers. I felt the same way, he says.
Yeah, it's so interesting how people personally responded in their own personal lives, where
it changed his life. It changed his life.
Exactly. And it's how did it change your life without having somebody directly dead that you know of or a family of? How were you 2-3 miles away from the action, but it still changed your life? And he was able to articulate that really well, I thought.
So he's doing things, ever since then that he normally wouldn't do. Not fight hijackers, but he does what he can. He said, I'll go on a long bike ride I never would otherwise. I talk to strangers now, this kind of thing. That's how he's stepping up. I thought it was funny that Andrew brought up there's a teachers union strike, and they weren't really hearing the news. They're just outside striking. I wonder if there's a conspiracy on that, because no one wants to deal with the teachers union. And it's burn those buildings.
Yeah, it's also a reminder. We all weren't getting information all at once. So this is back when, if you were on the internet, people were like, oh, you're on the internet. It wasn't, I'll go look that up. Obviously, you're going to the internet. It was, I will look that up on the internet. Mm-hmm. And so to find out how people found out was very interesting. To know that you can be completely oblivious for a big part of the day until you find your way to a news source instead of it popping up on your phone and reactions right away. That was interesting too.
Xerxes was right there at the time, right? He saw people covered in ash and whatnot.
Well, no, he wasn't around. He was also 2 miles, 3 miles up. Okay. But people were running. So some people ran for miles. And so he just saw a wave. They happened to be coming up the block that he was at.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, it's very interesting. I think you're going to like it a lot. Of course, it's under What's My Name. That's in your VIP package. And of course, if you have VIP, get your free ticket to Silent Trailers. It's this Saturday.
Can you believe that?
Oh my God. I got to watch some movies. I was really slacking this week. To become a Keith and the Girl VIP member, I don't want to just tell you something you can't be part of. Go to keithandthegirl.com/VIP. Use the code free trial to check it out. How about that? keithandthegirl.com/VIP. The code is one word, free trial. And thanks to all of you for listening. Thank you for supporting. I literally love you. Hemda talks about you all the time, so something's going on there,
I love you too.
Micah Fox tweeted out, my strongest memory of 9/11 was when I was being born out of my mom's pussy. And the first thing I saw was the second tower going down. And I was like, okay, so it's going to be like that. This is some fucking world I was born into. Sam Gritner says, are the 9/11 jokes tasteless or do you just have COVID?
Who was that? That's great.
This gentleman, you can follow Sam Gritner.
Oh.
Joe Biden had to put out my buddy Joe Biden. President Biden had to do a vaccine mandate because people aren't getting this vaccine. In America, only 63% of people are vaccinated. About half, of course, with like everything else. The order mandates federal employees be fully vaccinated without the option for testing, mandates companies with 100 employees or more to provide paid leave for workers to get vaccinated, provide loans for businesses impacted by the prolonged pandemic, among other measures.
Good.
Biden
Good,
said,
because you know
quote,
what? Federal employees, I have to see you.
Yeah.
So you need to be vaxxed.
Our patience is wearing thin and refusal has cost us all, Biden said.
Yes. Great statement. Wow. I have not been hearing what Joe Biden is doing. Is he doing all right?
As well, Afghanistan's the big thing, pulling out and leaving people behind.
Right.
In New York, one hospital has had to pause delivery of babies because of the number of maternity unit employees who resigned over the state's vaccine requirements.
You can pause maternity? Oh, it's like have a baby.
Yeah, you can't be coming here. We don't have our employees don't want to get vaccinated, so we're short on employees. Nurses.
You know what? I would like to, if they can pass a test on what is in the medicine that they're giving all their patients, because the nurses are dispensing the medication, right? I mean, they're actually, I know they're not allowed to prescribe it, but they are dispensing it. I would like for them to tell me what's in all the medication, and then you are free to treat me without being vaccinated.
Right. Veronica Wolski is an outspoken anti-vaccine. Well, was an anti-vaccine and anti-mask advocate. She died after spending weeks in the hospital with COVID-19. She's popular in the QAnon world, I'm reading. And it looks like her husband, definitely somebody close to her, Lynn Wood, says, I've just learned that Veronica saw the face of God this morning at 12:44 a.m. My faith tells me that she knelt before her creator. He said, well done, my good and faithful child. Well done. Now on earth, it is our responsibility to ensure that these medical murders stop now and the perpetrators be brought to justice. He's saying they killed her. He said, I rented somewhere an ambulance. You put her in that ambulance and we're taking her out of here or we're going to charge you for murder. That's what he's saying. Like the whole thing is some trick. Veronica will be on her bridge in heaven looking down on us. We must do our best to make sure Veronica did not leave this earth in vain. We pray for Veronica's family and friends that they be comforted in this difficult time of loss. We pray to all that are captives to medical tyranny in our country and around the world. It must end. As my brother in Christ, Jaron Jackson says, quote, now go to war. Non-violent civil disobedience. That's not what you meant.
Wait, go to war is nonviolent?
He says, now go to war. Then the next sentence, non-violent civil disobedience. I don't know if he's like, oh, okay, nice try. Let your voices be heard, patriots, for Veronica. Man, people ruined that word, fucking patriots. Let your voices be heard, patriots, for Veronica, for your fellow Americans, for the world, for humanity. Lynn, 3 prayer hands.
Wow.
I just read today that Jim Brewer, the comedian from SNL, he will not be performing at venues that require proof of COVID vaccination for guests. I'm like, I didn't know he was an idiot. I'm never going to look at Go Boy the same way again. God damn it. It's like, that seems so smart.
Is he mad at his parents for vaccinating him earlier in life?
Yeah. To go into schools, we got polio vaccine.
Yeah. And the doctors were just telling us when to do shit. And I'm not for just, follow all your doctor's orders, but this is not your doctor.
I allow something like this to be mandated every 5 decades. Okay. What are they getting out of you? Honolulu Police Department is firing officers who refuse to be vaccinated. One was fired who had 24 years on the force, was told to turn in his badge and gun.
Holy shit.
Local news reports there are 18 officers who may be terminated. Kyle at her gym has to fire 2 people.
That sucks.
And these are desk jobs, and the gym isn't necessarily full, and it's a nice gym. It is an easy job, is my point. It's an easy fucking job, and you're not getting benefits after. You don't get unemployment.
Wow, they have benefits and unemployment and everything?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And now they're going to need a hospital.
Now you need a whole new job and a hospital.
What is this fight? Oh my God. We entered a pandemic and then we started fighting about the cure.
Right. COVID-19 is going to be the quickest route to police reform. What do you think of that?
I like that.
In Mississippi, at least 8 pregnant women died of COVID-19 over the past 4 weeks. Yes, all 8 were unvaccinated. Their
Oh my
babies
God.
survived after being delivered prematurely by C-section before the mother's deaths.
Oh my God. Oh.
Okay, but the babies made it, right?
Oh.
God damn. Everyone's so politically correct. Everyone's so kind. It's disgusting.
You know
What?
what's super sad about all of this is as we read the deaths of these people with their refusals to get vaccinated, you see the empathetic people and the people with compassion lower their empathy and compassion for anti-vaxxers when they die.
Yeah.
And it's I feel like that changes things. It's like on a deeper emotional level, like to exhaust the people that can always see your view, that can always, you know, see you as a human and find the humanity in the moment, for you to exhaust that so much for them to go, well, then that's what you wanted,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Remember what here in New York? I mean, where hasn't this been going on? But in New York, a year and a half ago, what they start putting up signs: wear a mask, it shows respect. Can you guys handle that? You like to pretend you're New Yorkers, it's all about respect. How about this? You know, it's a fucking mom movie, these posters now. Show respect. Where you would think that would work. You know, all I want to do is new ways to show respect, to shake a hand, to look somebody in the eye. If like just each week, there should be a different way in this country to show respect, with or without the pandemic. You know, put up an obnoxious amount of flag paraphernalia this week to show people it shouldn't be a personality. Okay, that's how you show respect this week. I could put on a mask, and all of a sudden we're friends, and you still didn't want to do it after that. Now you got those people, my body, my choice, right? First of all, you're not saying it nicely. Secondly, you didn't write that clever thing, right? Or because you would be clever. Like, could I wear a mask? I thought you said my body, my choice. If you were, then you would be clever if you invented that. And if you're clever, you would know to get vaccinated. And you know what I say when people say that? I go on. And they're like, oh, you love abortion. Well, my body, my choice, right? Yeah, I'm in. Go on. I don't know. Tucker, what comes next? They usually just call me an asshole by now. Oh, well.
That's like people who quote the Bible, but it's like,
you're right.
You stopped at a very convenient time. Why don't you tell me what comes after those words?
Yeah. Oh, well. And we did go camping, of course. Very fun. By the way, over the break, we still visited the chat room. We do that every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Say hi. We played poker. I won that.
Oh my God. That's right. Yes, Keith, you very, very much won that.
I won that. And then in camping, we played poker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I won that too. Then the next day we played poker. I won that as well. So it was a very good vacation for me.
Yes.
Yes.
No, Keith, you did really well. It was so fun.
Does it upset people? Because it's like, you know what makes me, because you've seen me play in the chat before and I go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and then but not to sound obnoxious, if I buckle down, I will do well. I know that. And I wonder if like it frustrates people, you know, the way it frustrated my teachers. I didn't do good in school at all, but it's because I didn't give a shit. I was smart enough. And so I'd get, you know, D, F, D. And they're like, you need an A in the next 9 weeks or you fail. I'm like, okay, and done. There's my A. And they're like, you motherfucker.
Yes, but I do think that everyone thinks that if they buckle down, they'll win poker, you know,
right.
and there's always that kind of language around gambling in general. But I do see your point. You got picked on so much during the poker game,
yes.
At least this weekend in the camping, that I actually was like, wow, if Keith started to take this personally, which I know you won't, but it bordered the line. And right. I'm like, oh, I hope he doesn't, because we were picking on you a lot.
Yeah.
And it is annoying because you play like you're on fire. And then, you know, it's like all in because I have half a hand or I'm fucking bullshitting you. But also you in general in our lives talk so much shit that like this is light for us to do. And we know that right. you can handle it. So it's not, you know, and plus I think there's always one person who gets really fucked and it's not going to be me because I'm cooking dinner after this.
Are we addicted to gambling because we didn't have
Okay, time to go.
chips.
There's more show tomorrow. So
we didn't have poker chips. We went to the dollar store and bought popsicle sticks for arts and crafts, and that's what we used. I'll put pictures on the website.
and not just that, we're finally together in person. We sit around the table, play poker, not once, but twice.
Right. It's good to relax. All in.
It was so fun.
But yeah, poker's kind of the way I was in high school. I took the SATs. I got an 850. People go, in English or math? I go, oh, no. No. No, 850. Teacher's like, Molly, God damn it. But I'm the first one done. You don't get points for first one done. But I can roam the school, and that's fun.
Yeah, you do make people angry sometimes. But then, like, Xerxes plays that way too sometimes, where he seems like kind of dopey, like, oh, now everyone's all of a sudden explaining the game to him, and it turns out he had a full house.
Right.
But it's like, oh, you didn't even know where you were, did you? Okay.
Yeah. He likes to do that thing where he pretends he's figuring out a straight in his hand.
Yep.
Here it is, and then on the board, and then back of my hand, and board. Okay. I'm like, and then letters come up on his card somehow.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of tricksters. That's the
Yes.
game. I mean, it's called poker, but it's really, trickster.
Yeah. Well, camping was a lot of fun, and I didn't have any, my knees weren't bothering me like they usually did. And I'll tell you why. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Fields CBD. I am a fan. FEALS. It's CBD, as opposed to THC. It's a premium CBD that will help keep your head clear and feel your best. It's hassle-free, delivered directly to your door. Reduce stress, anxiety, pain. I'll vouch for that. And sleeplessness. That's right. Oh, I was sleeping like an angel, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Hassle-free, delivered right to your door. Okay. Like I said, start feeling better with Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/KTG, and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's FEALS.com/KTG. Become a member, get 50% automatically taken off your first order.
This is such a good gift also to give to people.
Yeah.
Because it's I know that, people hear weed related talk, CBD, THC. CBD is the stuff that doesn't affect your head. So you won't, the THC is the thing that makes you feel high. The CBD is the thing that, the list of things that Keith said, helps you sleep, helps your pain, but it doesn't make you high.
Like I said, /KTG, 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Feels.com/KTG. Take a look. I think you're going to like it. I love camping. It is so fun to pretend to be homeless, isn't it? You're just sitting there at the campfire. It's all your friends. Everybody's cool. There's no pressure to talk. So it's like silence. And all of a sudden, 60,000 rapid jokes. And then we take it in again. Yeah.
People wake up and like read in the morning.
Right.
Somebody makes food or doesn't. It's so lovely.
I got my dollar store flags, of course.
You and the dollar store are so dangerous.
I'm on vacation. Give me a Dollar General.
Everything was in that Dollar General.
I'll show you what my tent looked like with my, American paraphernalia. But I picture the people that live on the campground seeing it and being like, I think you're making fun. I don't know how. I think you're really making fun.
Oh, yeah. We went to a campground that was mostly long-term campers. So they actually had a full setup with like trailers with a front porch and a fireplace and TVs outside. And then there were campgrounds that you can rent for the night that we were at. Right. So it was like we were in like people's neighborhood. It was very interesting.
It was the first night was so cold. And when you're cold, you have to piss more. And when you have to and you kind of wakes up your body. So you're peeing last minute. Right. So, but the tents are fucking snagging the zipper and you're trying and you feel it's coming, but you don't want bugs in your tent. Then your shit box in the back is like, oh, we're getting up. We're going for a walk. Okay, I'll come too. So that's trying to bust out of you. And I'm like holding in my piss and shit, trying to walk in the dark to the bathroom. And you ever like holding in so much where like every step is a fart? I'm doing breathing techniques. And you know what? Alyssa was there, our friend. And she said that she once went on didn't know she had to do this until it was too late. I wouldn't have done it. But she went on a camping trip for 4 weeks in places like you
2 weeks?
can't. What's that?
2 weeks
I
or
thought
4 weeks?
Four.
I don't know. It was a lot. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's 4 hours. What I'm going to tell you. You can't dig into the ground. I guess it's too hard. What you're told to do is shit on a rock. I'm not making this up. Shit on a rock. Like, what psychopaths go camping regularly are listening to this now going, yeah, duh, I know where this is going. Take another rock, spread the shit around as thin as you can on that first rock so that it dries, hardens, and hopefully flakes away. I would sooner bring a jackhammer camping than take a rock. What the fuck?
I know when people hear we go camping, we sound so granola, which I know it's all relative.
Right.
But I need that bathroom, even though like I have to get out of my tent and I have to walk, down a block and then go to the bathroom. I still need a bathroom. I need that bathroom cleaned. I need a shower.
Right.
I need not like one open drain and we're all like showering together. We have stalls with showers in this place, but this next level, because we go what's called car camping, but this is backpack camping where if you shit wrong, an animal might get you. Oh no. No.
Oh, well.
Not enough weed in the world. And like you said, you didn't know that until you got there. I don't know. I think my tears would keep my shit too dry, too wet or something, or everybody's things too wet. I would be found by the bear.
I called Kyle up. I go, how you doing over there? She was back in the city and she goes, oh, I'm good. I'm warm here. Just watching all the Dateline I can. I hate this fucking Dateline show so much that it's sweet that she watched them all without me. God, I hate it. But was he the janitor on duty that day? I don't know. Was he? No, he wasn't. Okay, then let's start there. He has nothing to do with the story. What the fuck? Here's 4 people. Okay. They're in a different town. So they're not important. Okay. So she had fun. I had fun. It all worked out.
Okay. Why don't you admit that you did not get any sticks like everybody was supposed to?
I got some sticks.
For kindling.
First of all, not only did I get some sticks for kindling, Kenda, I put in all the popsicles that I want into the kindling area as well.
Don't light on fire because they're meant for children.
Okay, now we know that.
Admit that you try to do as the least work possible.
Sure.
Everyone goes, how can I help? And then they just get up and do something. And Keith goes, how can I go to sleep and not help?
Yeah, they're good.
People? Yeah. They're good people?
They're good people, yeah.
Okay.
They're smearing shit on rocks, and
we should charge you more because it's for somehow we're all camping in the same place, but you're having a cushier time. Yes. You're like at the spa camping.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Quick news story. Justice Department is suing Texas over that 6-week abortion ban.
Good.
You can't, make them. When you vote on this, you have to explain how babies work and when you hear a heartbeat. And you have to be able to understand that it's very unlikely you're going to know in 6 weeks that you're pregnant. You have to tell me that you know that.
Yeah. I could see like passing a reproduction test.
Mexico's Supreme Court ruled that criminalizing abortion is unconstitutional. They know down there, and you've seen their movies. What's wrong with us?
You're crazy.
Is that the crazy burp alarm?
Yeah. You have bells.
You burps.
I know how to burp. My God. This abortion thing. I mean, I feel like only if you have ever adopted or fostered a child should you say anything about this other shit.
Yeah.
What are you taking care of?
Yeah. And I hope you know this, citizen. The lawmakers are going to get their abortions just fine.
Right.
Don't worry about them.
Right. Yeah. How many of them have had their mistress have an abortion secretly? Yeah.
It's Trump saying the virus is bullshit. Don't worry about it. It's all going to go away in a second. Then he's flown to a special hospital and given special drugs you don't have. They'll be just fine.
Yeah. How come you don't ride it out like the rest of us would have to?
Right.
Not being able to go deliver in a hospital over there. No matter what, you will be okay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, well, all right.
What a country.
Let's go over what we learned today. All right.
Okay.
Britney Spears, great ass. And good for her. Good for her. I'm free. And now I'll get married. Pittsburgh is going to win. I'm going to be rich. Chemda went to Atlantic City, and we believe that the casinos are putting workers out there to act like dangerous homeless people so that you stay inside the casinos. That makes sense to me. Don't forget, Keith McGraw VIP, new Craig episode, new Daddy Issues episode, 9/11 special that Chemda put together. And of course, we'll be recording last week on Keith McGraw right after this. What else? Let's see. My dad's a piece of shit. Okay. You took everything out of a house. By the way, he said in his obituary, it's just and after the service, the house is just for the immediate family, all the friends and family. Where are we gonna sit?
Right.
BYO chair. Oh well. Let's see. Micah Fox is a little disgusting. All the people that are against the saying that the vaccine is bullshit are dead. That's exciting news. Chemda's right. Yeah, they just wore me down. I'm like, okay, you're dead. You're dead. We're living in a world where now the sweet people are going, yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many nice people have brought up what's his name? The one where it's like only the strong survive. God damn it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we all know this. That's your fault for trying to add something new to reminiscing segments. Jim Brewer will take some kind of goat medicine. Hopefully he'll be okay. Police are stupid. Blah, 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 blah.
Poker's the best. We're totally not.
Poker's
addicted.
the best. And if people would let me help during camping, I would. All right. That's everything. Thank you all very, very much. And we'll talk to you soon.